By the time I turned 24, I had invested over $600,000 into the stock market. And no, I didn't come from a rich family. No one gave me money. No one taught me anything about personal finance growing up. I learned everything myself. And I literally had to start from zero. I worked multiple jobs while trying to figure this out and while studying in school. But it was exactly these 9 investing habits that helped me get to where I'm at today. And honestly, guys, I'm not gonna lie, some of them are boring, like really boring. They're not super sexy. This is the kind of stuff that makes you want to doom scroll right away on TikTok. But honestly, guys, they work. The boring habits are the ones that are usually the most profitable and bring the most change. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you what random stocks to buy. We're gonna talk about what actually builds real wealth, what really helped me go from zero to what I have now. And this is really the stuff that nobody really wants to hear, but I think everyone needs to. And at the end, let me know in the comments which habit you're gonna start working on, because honestly, just one of these can completely change your money situation and your life. Let's get into it. Habit number 1, I automate everything. I mean everything. Now, this is just the first habit, and honestly, this is probably one of the most important ones. And that's because automating everything in my personal finance life really changed everything. I don't like to rely just on motivation or discipline. I set up these automations with my banks and brokerages to help me grow my wealth on autopilot. And so every single time that I get paid, money hits my checking account, that money automatically flows where it needs to go. It hits my emergency fund, index funds, individual stocks, my credit card bills, all of it. I never really have to press a button. And again, this really moves the entire psychological battle of battling your own instincts, your own temptation to spend or, be lazy, or the companies and marketing teams of all of these brands that are trying to get you to buy this, buy that. You're bypassing all of it. You're not sitting there every single time money hits your account on payday, having an internal debate whether you should invest or cheat yourself or how much you need to save. That decision is already made. And again, this is honestly probably the most important habit on this entire list, because consistency beats everything every single time. And so if you want to make your investments or savings, let me know down in the comments. Let's make sure that everyone can see how good of a system this really is. And habit number 2, I look at my portfolio as little as possible. Now, I know this kind of sounds weird, but hear me out. I probably check my portfolio maybe once or twice a month. Sometimes I'll look at it less. I won't even have it on my phone. And the reason why is because investing is way more of an emotional than it is logical. If you look at your portfolio every single day, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure, because your portfolio goes up and down all the time. And that happens. That's normal with investments. Some days you're up 5%, some days you're down 10%. That's kind of just how the market works. And so if you're staring at a portfolio every single day, watching those red numbers, you're kind of leaving yourself up and setting yourself up for failure. You're going to panic. You're going to be more emotional. And the chances that you make an emotional decision that you regret is a lot higher. And you may sell a stock at the worst possible time, or you may buy something that's just because of the hype and you see go up 20%. But let's just say that you automate your investments and you're not looking at your portfolio constantly, you avoid that entire problem. And you just let your investments do their thing over time. Out of sight, out of mind. And if you're investing into things that we're going to talk about in the later habits, then you know that your money is working hard for you without freaking out or sabotaging yourself. Habit number 3, I invest boring. Now, I want to be honest with you, and you probably won't like it, but 75% of my entire portfolio is really just in boring investments, index funds and ETFs. I love them, like VOO, VTI, QQQM, VTSAX, stuff that really tracks entire market indexes like S&P 500 or literally the entire stock market. Why? Because it's completely hands-off. It's diversified into hundreds of different companies, and over the past years, it's averaged around 8 to 10% return. And this actually beats most professional hedge fund managers who are actively day trading, actively trying to pick and sell individual stocks. When I started investing at 18, I didn't really know too much about the market. I didn't know how to read financial statements or pick individual stocks. To be honest, I still don't really know how to do that. All I knew was that I need to figure out how to make my money work for me and invest that into the stock market. So I just threw it into index funds. That was hands down the best decision I've ever made. No analysis paralysis, no trying to be perfect and trying to learn everything, no trying to pick individual stocks and going crazy by reading all these financial statements or reading, this super dense book, Intelligent Investors, and thinking that I'm super smart. Just simple, boring, and stupidly profitable. Now, of course, this is not financial advice. You should still do your own due diligence, and you should understand what you're doing and what you're investing in. I'm just telling you guys what I did and what happened to me. I know it wasn't perfect, but I'm really glad that the base of my starting of my personal finance journey was, index funds. And right now it's still the foundation of everything that I've built and all my investments. And they should probably be yours too. This is what I would recommend with my friends, my little sister. And it's just to start boring with simple index funds and ETFs. And once you get comfortable, once you have around 6 figures in just straight up index fund and ETFs, then you could start taking on a little more risk and doing individual stocks. Habit number 4, I'm not afraid to take risks. Now, this is where things get a little contradictory because I said that I invest boring. This is where I get to have my fun because the other 25% of my portfolio that's not adjusted, boring index funds and ETFs, it's actually in high risk, high reward plays like individual stocks, AI companies, tech that I genuinely believe in the long term. If you want to see what I'm investing in, my entire index fund ETF portfolio and my individual stock portfolio, I have everything up on this free app called Blossom. It's completely public and again, it's free. And I made it that way on purpose. And I link all my investments in there because I want to be transparent and really just show you guys that, I'm not just all talk. And so if you want to check out what I'm investing in and get notified in real time, I'll put the link in the description below. And the reason why I'm a lot more comfortable with taking, a little more riskier plays is because I'm still young. I can afford to take these risks. I can afford to lose some money and I have time to recover since I'm young. But if I'm doing my due diligence and I'm learning the game and I'm being really patient and investing smartly, it completely can change the game. I could get higher returns than 8 to 10% by just doing index funds and, multiply my money more. But since 75% of my portfolio is in boring and index funds and ETFs, I'm okay with taking more risk because I have this financial foundation set up. And nowadays it's pretty fun. It's kind of like a video game for me. But if you go to Blossom, link portfolio over here, I'm not just throwing money at random stocks. It's all so calculated. I am doing a lot more research and putting a lot more effort and time into this, but I'm not afraid to take some shots. I may lose some money, I may not, I'll just learn from my mistakes. And I'm sure we've all lost money investing. So let me know down in the comments, what's the riskiest investments that you've ever made? Did you lose money? Did you make money? Let me know because it's always a fun time to hear other people's story. Habit number 5, ignore the women in the red dress. You know that scene in Matrix where they're training the program and Morpheus tells Neo to look at the woman in the red dress, and then when he turns back, it's just an agent pointing a gun at him? That's kind of what the investing world is like. Every single week or maybe every single day, there's always this new next big thing, the next 100 times crypto, the next big AI stock or nuclear stock that's gonna triple or 100 times your money. There's always something. And you know what I do with all that information? I ignore basically all of it. Some of the stuff may be good information, like I hope my videos help people, but most of the time, it's just distraction, or worse, it's a straight up pump and dump scheme designed to take your money. So the woman in the red dress isn't really real. It's bait. It's distraction. It's designed to pull your attention away from what really matters. So I try really hard to guard my own energy. I stick to know what I know. I invest in companies and sectors that I actually understand and truly believe in for the long run. If not, I just throw into index funds and ETFs so I don't have to think about it, which I do, again, 75% of the time. I'm not trying to get rich quick. I'm trying to get rich for sure. And there's a big difference between that. Habit number 6, I stand on the shoulders of giants. There's this famous Isaac Newton quote that goes, if I have seen further, it's by standing on the shoulders of giants. And basically he's saying, look, I'm not here trying to discover gravity from scratch. I'm building on what the most smartest people before me had already figured out. And that's kind of exactly what I do to approaching everything. And once I really put my pride aside and let people who are way smarter than me help me out and really try to learn from other people who've been doing this for years, that's when I really started to learn. And this kind of goes with investing and how I also learned. I'm not too proud to say that I learned from other people on YouTube as well. That's how I first started. I watched guys like Wall Street Trapper, Graham Stephan, Andrew Jeek, Austin Hankwitz, and now even BD Investing on YouTube and Instagram to learn the basics. Again, I hope that I'm that guy for you, but for me, these guys really broke down the market, taught me how to invest, and shared their perspective. And because it helped me to see from different angles and learn from people who have been doing this for years. Now, I'm not blindly copying people what they do, but I'm also not here trying to reinvent the wheel or pretend like I know everything and I have to open up a textbook to learn everything. No, I'll learn from YouTube and from other people, just how hopefully you are right now. And also, it's one of the fastest way and cheapest way to level up your investing game. It's just to watch free stuff on YouTube. Now, besides me, of course, who do you learn from? Who's your favorite YouTuber that teaches you stuff about personal finance or whatever? Drop some YouTube channel recommendations in below because I'm always looking for something to watch while I eat my food. I may be an iPad kid, but I love it. Habit number 7, I make investing my number 1 priority. And this is huge. It's honestly what separates me from a lot of people my age. When I make money, my first thought isn't to just spend it and buy this or buy that. It's to invest it. Again, I automatically invest money into my brokerage account before it even hits my checkings account. But even when I make money or when I'm spending it, I think of, I wonder how many stocks of this can buy. Like when the new iPhone came out, I generally thought, I wonder how many shares of this is Apple. And I kind of use that as pros and cons to buy it or not. And that's because I genuinely became addicted addicted to investing. I love it. I love watching my money grow and seeing the money I worked hard for work hard for me. When it comes to money, it's sort of like a video game to me. And investing to me is kind of like putting down the sunflower plants in Plants vs. Zombies, or, putting those elixir pumps in Clash Royale or Clash of Clans. If you know what I'm talking about, play those games, you know that if you can get 2 solid walls of sunflower seeds, or you get a bunch of elixir pumps, it's actually OP and you can get ahead fast. But instead of a mobile game, it's actually my financial future that I'm building. And because I've structured my life in a way where I don't need a ton of money to be happy and most of my income goes straight into building this long-term wealth, it's generally fun for me at this point. And that's the difference. When you actually enjoy investing and you enjoy seeing your hard-earned money work hard for you, it stops feeling like a sacrifice. And again, that doesn't mean I don't spend my money. I'm just a lot more intentional on what I spend on. I don't really like to buy new cars or fancy clothes or new watches. I like to spend my money on really simple things like healthy foods, a gym membership, a jiu-jitsu membership, travel, experiences, and stuff like that. And of course, investing. So it's not necessarily about having to shrink your spending down. It's just about being a lot more intentional. Habit number 8, I invest during all-time highs. Now here's one that really confused a lot of people, and honestly, it confused me for a lot. I don't like to wait for the perfect moment to invest. The market hits all-time highs constantly, I think around like 70% of the time. And I invest during all those periods. Why? Because trying to time the market is really a losing game. You're never gonna be perfect. You don't have a crystal ball and you'll never catch, the perfect bottom. If you're always waiting for that moment, you'll miss out on a lot of gains just waiting for it. And there's actually a ton of research that shows investing in all-time highs performs just as well, sometimes even better, than trying to perfectly time the dip. And that's why I dollar cost average every single week. And that just means whether the stock market is up or down, money goes from my bank account into the stock market like clockwork. And for my index funds, because of the nature of it, I don't even have to think about it. It's just completely automatic. But even then, I'm still buying consistently regardless of what the market is doing. I'm still investing for the long term. Consistency beats timing every single time. Reddit user Trickster Operator could not have said it any better. Time in the market highly outweighs trying to time the market. Habit number 9, I don't rely on just one income source. All right, so here's a twist that a ton of investing videos won't really go into depth or don't really talk about at all. I didn't just get to 600K by just, investing my 9-to-5 paycheck. In fact, I didn't have a 9-to-5. I focus a lot of my time not on necessarily investing, but on increasing my income. At first, I worked multiple jobs to try to get that money to invest at the same time. And then I started side hustles to invest a little more. Then from those side hustles, I actually built businesses that gave me real leverage and helped me invest all this money at a young age. Because here's the honest truth. You can only save so much. We all have expenses. You can't just become a monk, renounce all your personal possessions, and invest 100% of your income. That's just not realistic. And so if your income is fixed and capped, that means your saving and investing is also limited. And so what I did was I kept my investing percentage roughly the same throughout my entire life, which is around 50 to 60%, which I know is really high, but that's why I really prioritized to get it to like that. But as I started making more and more money, that percentage, even though it still stayed the same, was actually worth a lot more. And that's how I was able to save and invest this much by this age at 24, because not only was I trying to invest a lot of my income, at the same time I was also trying to increase my income as well. And so if you want to build wealth fast, investing is absolutely crucial, but so is increasing your income. You really need to do both at the same time. And I actually have a whole video breaking down my entire 10 different streams of income and how I built them. So if you want to check them out, I'll link it at the end of the video for you to check it out. And one of the most important things that I did was not just focus on just investing. The best thing that I did was I focused more on making money to invest in the first place. Now, let me know which one of these habits that you're going to start with. Let me know down in the comments. And if you want to see exactly how I make money across multiple streams of income so I can actually invest this much, check out this video right here. And of course, till next time.